Yo, it's your boy, call me Mitzi, back with some more Labyrinth stuff. How's it going? I know it's been a while, everyone. Sorry. It's been a while because I'm in my master's right now. I'm currently studying like crazy for my exams, but spring break's coming around the corner, so I'm not gonna bore you guys too much with the info, with the details, but just know I'm gonna be on more often, so you guys are probably gonna be seeing at least one more Sprite, one more Labyrinth video come out in the near future. I also made the Ishizu cards, so maybe an Ishizu Sprite deck might come out. But for now, I'm gonna be doing Labyrinth. I got really close, guys. I got really close to Diamond. I was one game away, and I'm probably gonna show that game off, show how I misplayed, because I definitely think I could have won that game if I'd done something a little differently. So I'm gonna show off like some of these really, in my opinion, really good replays, and then I'm gonna try to get to Diamond after this, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I did win quite a few games in a row. You know, it wasn't like I won every single game, but I did win quite a few games in a row, so this deck is still good. I'll show the deck at the end of the games. I'm not going to show all the games, just, you know, the last 5 probably. And then you guys can, yeah, you guys can ask questions if you have any questions. So, game 1 is against a Ishizu. Yeah, this is a Ishizu Phantom Knight. So this is a pretty interesting game to start off on. Go right into it. Okay, so we go second. Yeah, you draw into evenly matched. Great card going second, honestly. So he gets the full combo going. He draws into both of his millers, so now he can mill 5. And then he can send another card to summon, and this card mills another 5. So that's pretty great. He can also special summon. He gets his 2 level 2s out, and gets rid of Destiny Hero, which is kind of crazy to me. Maybe because he was going to hard play it. I don't know. He would have rather had all these bodies on the board. Then he goes into Utopic Draco Future. Uses these 2 to get his other Fusion Destiny in hand. It's pretty nice. And then he sets one, this card, and then passes. So I draw my card, and this card's kind of nice because it lets him see every one of my draws. So he tried to guess, but he got it wrong. I got a Pot of Duality. I just go into battle, evenly matched. Pretty nice. He goes ahead and he recycles cards, destroys a card, pops another card. I should have, I mean, there's nothing I could do, I guess. But he did a good job at getting rid of most of the bodies himself, so I didn't really have to do much. I got Lord of the Heavenly Prison since all of his bodies were gone. And then activate Lord of the Heavenly Prison, set 3, pass. So notice I misplayed slightly. This is a real slight misplay because Utopic Draco Future is a warrior and Destiny Hero is a warrior, so I could have called There Can Only Be One before this guy came out, but that was my bad on the misplay. So before he summons this, I wanted to stop him from summoning another warrior onto the field so he could get into more plays. So I did a chain 1 compulse so that we could get rid of DP, and then I was going to do chain 2 Labrynth so that I could get another pop. But he ashes me. So, and I don't summon Lord because DP would have destroyed, and I don't use There Can Only Be One because DP would have destroyed both of those cards. So that's why I didn't use either of those cards. I used There Can Only Be One. He activates this effect. And since this is my last trap, I activate Lord. Utopic Draco Future negates the monster effect, but it doesn't destroy it. Unless it's on the field, it'll attach itself. That card is material, but this card is not on the field, so it didn't matter. He summons that card, and then they got set because of There Can Only Be One. So we have another Pot of Duality. And Imperial Iron Wall is actually really helpful here too, because this entire engine is based off banishing. We could have gone into Trap Trick to get another Labrynth spell. We could have gotten Dogmatica to recycle this Labrynth spell. But I choose to get Skill Drain, so now we have 3 Floodgates. And the reason I get Skill Drain is just so that this monster can no longer negate Lords, so that we can use Lord's effect to summon next turn. Because I think this is going to be the last monster. He's not going to have a monster after this. So I summon Lord, set, get my Tears of the Overroot because I didn't have... I think I was expecting to have, I think I was expecting to have, like, a, what's it called? The card, the virus card, but I didn't have the virus in this deck. So this is a different deck slightly. I made it myself. I will show it at the end of the games. Okay, so if you guys are interested in seeing the deck list, look at the end, or I'll just, you know, I'll put a timestamp for the deck list. Yeah, but we reset Ash so that Draco doesn't... We don't have to crash into Draco, so instead we can just destroy Ash, and then also Welcome Labrynth resets. But of course we have another Welcome Labrynth, so we just keep that in hand. But the game's over, so GG. Game 1. 1 is done. Let's go on to game 2. This was against a Sprite. Pure Sprite. Pure Sprite. This? Yeah. So a couple long games for you guys too. Alright, another going second game. Gotta love it. And these were back-to-back games, by the way, if you guys didn't see. These were all back-to-back, so. Lava Golem in hand is nice. Labrynth would be nice if it was Runic. He does not have Runic. Just go faster. This guy's gonna take a 10-minute turn. You guys already know this combo. If you haven't seen this combo before, go look at my Sprite deck. I've shown off this combo multiple times. So what a cracked hand. Like, actually, if this was how going second hands always were, I would never mind going second. This Lava Golem gets rid of the two most important bodies. Pot of Extravagance gives us playability. And then Labrynth Field Spell gives us advantage, so. He negates, which is fine, because now I have Labrynth Field Spell, which they always love to negate. I Lava Golem so that he doesn't have another level 2. And the reason that's important, that he doesn't have another level 2, is because now he can't negate with Sprite Carrot. So I'm gonna on standby before he can summon again. I'm gonna chain 1 Dogmatica. Check out this field. Okay, I have 4 cards in total. He has 5 cards, right? All right. So off of 2 cards, we get a pop 1, pop 2. He does 1,000 damage. Okay. Then we get to summon another one. Pop 3. He called by. That doesn't matter. This card was gonna get rid of called by anyways. So pop 3. And then we summon fucking Lava Golem. Check that out. Okay, maybe a useless play, maybe unnecessary. But if you think about it, this is kind of cool because now we have another fiend monster to resummon off of the bubbly trap every time that we destroy a monster, and it'll cost 1,000 a turn. But at least we can have a 3,000 body for free. It's literally costing us. It's costing us 1,000. Okay, I mean it's not free, but it's not that much. So he had evenly matched as his last card in his hand. So going first, he drew into evenly matched, and he actually had a use for it, which is kind of funny. I destroyed every single card, and the last card in his hand was evenly matched, but it is what it is. And I did a misplay because I should have kept the Labrynth Field Spell, activated a normal trap, and then I would have been able to resummon next turn. So I guess that's a little bit of a misplay, but it didn't affect me that much. We gotta wait. This is why this game took forever, because evenly matched. We draw our own evenly matched, which is kind of funny. I don't even think I use mine. At least we get to pop spells, so can't use Cross-Out Designator. One last turn to draw something useful. Torrential Tribute's good. We have a Labrynth in our... Yeah, we have a Labrynth trap in our spells. I'm good, Azul. Thank you, man. So he has 2 monsters on the board, and if you notice, nothing in the hand. I think he was just trying to go into Elf so that he could resummon blue from the graveyard. But I Torrential Tribute the board so I can get my Labrynth trap back. Very nice. Very nice to get the Labrynth every single turn off of Torrential Tribute. Now we get Lord of the Heavenly Prison. And if we still had a way to get Lava Golem on the field, then we would have enough to OTK, but sadly, we will summon Welcome. Welcome just swings, because we wouldn't have been able to kill this turn regardless. I would rather just keep Lord for next turn as replayability. And then he draws. This is his last chance. He resummons Ronin Totem. Ronin Totem on chain, so check this out. Now he has a monster on the board. If he had a level 2, then he could have played. But I get to Dogmatica this. Dogmatica will let me destroy another card in the hand. Then I'll Lord. So guess what? 0 cards again. Like the advantage you can gain off of this deck after you actually get your monsters out is just absurd. So I go ahead, summon. I get my field spell back. I get another trap. I destroy his triple tactics. And that's GG. So I pretty much had everything there. Yeah. So that was that. Next game is against a Punk deck. I don't know anything about the Punk engine, to be completely honest, but it was kind of busted. If I remember correctly, he was playing through a lot. I remember this game felt like I wasn't gonna win it, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So we finally get to go first. We start with Lovely in our hand, which is not great. Okay, we can get Ariana. We get Ariana because we had no other way to summon Lovely from our hand. Torrential Tribute and Tears of the Overroot don't really help us summon Lovely. But with an Ariana on the hand, if a monster leaves by your normal trap, you can special summon one fiend monster from your hand. So that's why we summon Ariana. He ashes. Ash is annoying, but it's not that bad. Set 3 pass. Okay. He gets his emergency teleport. Go ahead, and he gets his monster. Grabs a light monster, and because of that, I just flip Goes and Match. He uses this to send and search for another monster. And that he can summon, so I Dogmatica because it's 2 level 3s, so I don't want an XYZ play. This lets him draw. So he drew another card, but because he drew, I get to draw, and then I get to add Lovely Labrynth out to the field. Lovely Labrynth comes out. He goes ahead and he makes a level 8 play. He has a synchro. He has a tuner and a non-tuner. This card was actually pretty busted to get out under Goes and Match. I didn't realize that they played so well under Goes and Match. So he's going for like some sort of big play here. And I noticed that I probably would have Torrential Tributed here because I don't see why not. But I noticed that one of these monsters was going to resummon. So you can target one level 5 or something, and then you can special summon it. So I just let him resummon. He adds another card to his hand. And he adds a Punk spell. Punk spell activates. He activates this. He gets to resummon. And it discards. And on that, I just Torrential Tribute because I felt like he was out of place. And yeah, that was the end of the turn for him. So I guess he just didn't want to play it out. Another quick one. Well, actually, that was the first quick one. But that was a pretty good one in my opinion. So this one, I had a lot of misplays, and this guy got pretty lucky in my opinion. But he has a lot of cards that I really wouldn't recommend. For example, he has Stovey and Chandelier, and he has 3 Pots of Extravagance, but no dualities. He has, like, look how many monsters he has. He has, like, 2 Lord of the Heavenly Prison instead of 3. He has 1 Lovely. I mean, he has this Labrynth setup card that does nothing. It trades the 2 traps in your graveyard for one trap or 1 monster, bro. Like, it's not that good. It's really not. This was just all about the recursion, pretty much. How he could just recur his Labrynth cards. So, yeah, in my opinion, it wasn't very good. But he got pretty lucky. He got a couple of good cards in his draws, so. Also, I misplayed a little bit. Because I forgot that I was using a different deck. And I thought that I could Trap Trick into Epidemic Eradicator. But you can't when you Can't do that. Yeah, you just can't not do that when you have one card. So this deck, I mean, this hand was pretty good. I get the field spell. Got Lord, I activate Lord, set all 3. And then on the end of this, I noticed he's a trap deck, and I'm like, oh shit. It's time. It's time to get Epidemic and go crazy. And I wanted to do it as soon as he summoned. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna get Epidemic out, I'm gonna pop, and then I'm gonna draw, and then I'm gonna pop again, and then it's gonna be all juicy, all gravy, right? Well, he gets pots of prosperity, so I say that's fine. Grab another normal trap. Let me see you grab another normal trap, so I can go and get a bigger pop. And then right when he does this, before he can even summon, I do this. So this is the misplay right here because I thought that I had it in my deck, but I don't. So I go ahead and summon, pop. At least when I do this, I get a Tears of the Overroot, I have a Solemn Strike. I get to draw one, I get to destroy a card in the hand. And I use Lord here so that I can set Epidemic, right? So if he didn't have a 1-card combo to destroy literally my entire board here, I would probably be winning. If he didn't have a 1-card combo to destroy my entire board. So he had Lava Golem, for example. Lava Golem's a good 1-card combo to beat me. And he also has Evenly Matched, so here, once again, I probably, in hindsight, this is the game I was thinking of, where I should have kept the field spell, because I haven't used the field spell to resummon any fiends yet, so I should have used the field spell and kept that, but instead, I keep Epidemic Eradicator, which was not smart. And it's because I set Epidemic with Lord. So if all my big monsters are off the board, then I won't be able to use Epidemic anyways. So it's really better to just have Labrynth on the field, and then I would be able to recycle what's in my grave. So at least I could recycle a Trap Trick, for example. But it is what it is. That was a big misplay. That's the reason why this game took a little longer than it should have. But at least you guys can understand it. So now, I mean, you guys saw I misplayed. I had no cards, and now I'm back where I started. So I flipped this because I have There Can Only Be One, so if he doesn't summon, then I can stop him from summoning. I get rid of my Epidemic, gets lost, but it is what it is. Not a lot I can do. He gets the field spell, and this is where There Can Only Be One is kind of clutch. Okay, so in the mirror match, you can flip it, and I'm basically saying my monster is better than yours. I'm gonna keep mine, and you can keep yours. But what he does is kind of nice because it works through There Can Only Be One. He just activates the quick effect, sends another spell, and trap. So he sends Solemn Judgment, which in my opinion is one of the best cards, and he resets another Welcome Labrynth, and then he gets a draw. But because he tries to destroy a face down card while Lord is active, this was so stupid. If he had destroyed, so he would have won this game. Hear me out. If he was smarter, he could have won this game by using Lovely to destroy Ariana, and then if he destroyed Ariana, Lovely's effect would have let him destroy the Lord in hand, so he would have gotten rid of my Lord for free. But I had a Solemn Strike to stop that, so it didn't matter. I flipped a Solemn Strike on him trying to reset a normal trap, and if you look, his deck is so bad. It does nothing. All of these normal traps do nothing to me. So he has a set Welcome Labrynth, okay? And then he's resetting another Welcome Labrynth. So I'm like, whatever. Or he's setting an evenly matched. I was like, whatever. I'm just not gonna let that happen. And this way, at least I'm the only one with a monster because There Can Only Be One is on the field right now. So he goes ahead and he uses this card, and it lets him shuffle them into the deck. And yeah, I don't know why that's good, but he did it. So I swing. He goes ahead and he pops a card. So because he pops a card, I go ahead and I summon Welcome Labrynth, which is kind of what I wanted to do anyways. I knew that he was going to pop a card. So let's see, he draws. He doesn't set anything. So I go ahead and I get my Trap Trick back. And I activate Lord. And right now, he pretty much needs a normal trap to get going. So if he can't activate a normal trap, then I'm going to search in my deck, see See, you guys notice I still have all my normal traps inside of my deck. Well, not all of them. Tears of the Overroot, not really, but all other than that, I can get Dogmatica, for example. And even though all of my 3 Elder Entities are gone, I can at least use Dogmatica, and you'll see why I need it. Dogmatica will pop this. So if I had an Elder Entity, I would have chained 1 Ariana. I would have chained 1 popped Ariana. Chain 2, I would have destroyed the field spell. And then the lovely Labrynth. So Elder Entity would have destroyed the field spell. And then the lovely Labrynth would have destroyed a card in his hand. So all he would have had left is whatever this 1 set card is. And then we could have taken care of that next turn. So. And then we had like a compulse. Like, for example, Compulsory would have been able to take care of that. Because he would have summoned again. But instead, we send Omega. We get to reset our welcome. We destroy the field spell, so at least he won't be able to use it. He's gone. I mean, he can't do anything. As soon as he summons, I'll be able to compulsory that monster. So that was pretty much the game right there. And I think that's all 4 of the games I wanted to show off. Alright guys, this is the last game. This game, I should have won it. I swear to God, I should have won it. It was an evil sprite. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll show you guys. Oh, I didn't mean to save that. Yeah, like I said, I lost that game, so I was 1 game away. It was just crazy. Anyways, let's play this one last replay. I'm not gonna go too into detail. You guys will see how I lost. I'll talk about the 1 misplay. So this is 1 misplay you guys might be making right now that you guys should change up. I go second. Okay, he goes into his gigantic play. Someone's blue, gets carrot. Oh, sorry, he gets jet. So, I mean, this hand, by the way, is really good. This hand's really good. So he gets his monster negate and his spell trap negate. And I was in Discord at this point. I was like, bro, if he gets the monster negate and the spell trap negate, it's over. So he got both of them out, and I was just like sitting there laughing with my friend, like, all right, it's his game. There's not a lot for me to do. I'm just gonna sit here and watch him play for the next 10 turns. But okay, right? So I get my there can only be 1. That's the only reason I stayed in this game, by the way, because I had there can only be 1. And then I use my Pot of Duality because usually they won't want to waste. Like, if he uses his spell negate, then he has to get rid of one of these monsters. So he wanted to probably just not use that. And if he wasted that, there's no point. So I look at my hand, and of course, the 3 cards are Lovely Lady, or Compulsory. So I just choose Compulsory, because why the fuck would I choose Lovely Lady? He monster negates. He sends a Link monster. So this was the big misplay, okay? I knew he had the monster negate. Okay, I need Lord. I really, essentially, in this game, I needed Lord. Because I don't know what the last 3 cards in his hands are. If he has more than 1 Ash, I'm fucked. And I mean, at this point, he has a monster negate, so it's like, I would have to play through 3 interruptions every turn to get my Labrynth trap on the field. And to make it have it, like, an impact. Like, to gain me advantage. To gain any advantage, it would take playing through 3 interruptions, alright? And this was kind of busted too. So this card, this card lets him summon from the graveyard 1 Leela monster so he can summon 1 Leela from the graveyard, and this Sprite Red sent a Leela. So instead of using Elf, he can just resummon it with the Kisa Kill. Kind of busted. I set 5 pass. Like I said, this game could have went very differently if I misplay later too. I don't know where, but there's another misplay. But I should have kept Lord. If I save Lord for turn 4, so like right after this, because you guys will see, I hold him off. I just don't have a monster on the field to play. So we use there can only be 1. We shotgun that shit. He uses his spell negate so that he can get rid of it. And then I skill drain. Goodbye, monsters. So now he has 2 monsters on the field. Flips this. He goes in battle. I let him swing. Take 2k, that's fine. During the end phase, I guess I should have used Compulsory there. Activate, get Trap Trick. Get Trap Trickin'. But, yeah. I mean, that I guess was the other minor misplay. So, he ashes me here. Yeah, that's definitely where the minor misplay happened. I should have used that in the end phase, because if I did, then I could have searched with my Pot of Duality. I literally could have added anything. But he did ash my Pot of Duality, so play through ash, that's fine. Then he ashes again, and this is where it's like, alright. If he has more than one ash, I have to wait now for a third chance to get my Labrynth spell. Or some other monster. I draw into my second skill drain, which is not great. And then XYZs. He gets this off. So now I just need a trap. I just need a normal trap or a monster. And I don't get either. So that is the game. So you guys can kind of see there are definitely some positions where you're like, well, I mean, there's not a lot for me to do. So yeah, definitely don't take my advice with a grain of salt. I mean, I definitely misplayed a couple times there. So it was winnable, but yeah, that's kind of the how it's been going. How it's been going thus far. If you guys wanted to see the deck list, it's kind of bonkers. I'm not gonna lie. I made this with heavy inspiration from the last deck list. So if you guys want to check that out, there's like links. Every other Labrynth video has a link to the deck. Geomat7 or something like that. This guy, I didn't make the deck, but the inspiration from this deck was this deck was made by me, but the inspiration, I didn't make that deck. So you guys can check that deck out. It was a couple of months ago, so it's kind of outdated, but he makes up-to-date stuff. I just don't have the ultra rare to buy every single card that he thinks is decent. So he gets some cards that are like mid to me, and I'm not trying to spend ultra rare points on 10 mid normal traps. You know what I'm saying? So normal traps are good, but I don't need that many ultra rare normal traps. So anyway, deck list is 2 Arianas. Just love having 2. It's a great card to have 2 of. If you draw into more than 1 in your opening hand, only 1 is usable, so I don't really like having 3. Lava Golem. Lava Golems just are good going second card. You can pick 2 monsters, the most annoying ones on their field, and just get rid of them. So yeah, it's always useful to have a Lava Golem. Going second against Sprite, for example, is really good against Baron, against, you know, Sword Soul, against Branded, against, I don't know, a lot of decks usually have 2 monsters out at the end. So it's nice to have Lava Golem. And also he's a Fiend. So that does incorporate our Labrynth a little bit. Anyways, our lovely Labrynth, 2 of, just because she's our main boss monster if she ever gets banished, because we are only running 1 Imperial Iron Wall. So if she ever gets banished, you know, we're fighting for our life. Our only boss monster would be Lava Golem, and we would take 1000 damage every turn, so not the greatest. Lord of the Heavenly Prison is pretty great, pretty much the best boss monster in this deck as of right now. He resets your traps, he gets you your traps, he protects your traps. It's 3000 damage, great card to have, 3 of, you guys should do it. Pot of Duality, having 2 of them is just really nice for consistency's sake. If you're ever out of Pot of Extravagance, you can at least search Pot of Duality and you'll get choices, you know, it's nice to have choices. Sometimes you'd think it's useful, but hey, you don't have to banish things. All you have to do is not special summon. So it's good to have 2 of those. Pot of Extravagance is great. You can't draw any cards, but we don't draw that many extra cards, so we don't need it. Pot of Extravagance is a great card. Labrynth, we used to have 2, but 1 is good because it's searchable, and the only deck it's really like a necessity is against the mirror match. And we have other outs to the mirror match. We have evenly matched for going second. We have deck devastation virus. So it's not like we only have 1 out. I mean, there's other ways to deal with the mirror match. We have Epidemic Eradicator. We have 3 Torrential Tributes. As you can see, this card's pretty useful to me. Really, why? Okay, there we go. I was like, why are they not shiny? I have 40 copies of them, and you're saying I didn't have the 3 shiny ones out? Okay. I have 67 of these. Jesus Christ. Alright, so yeah, let's get 2 of these too. So now we have 2 compulsory. Compulsory is a nice card. In my opinion, I mean, compulsory is really good when you have more than 1 field spell, because compulsory works really best with the field spell or with Lord of the Heavenly Prison. So compulsory might be good as a 3 of, but you need to change the deck. Deck Devastation Virus is tribute 1 dark monster with 2,000 more. Destroy all monsters with 1,500 or less attack. It's a great card for dealing with Sprite, for, you know, all those decks with low attack monsters that are bringing out all those bodies. What this deck Devastation is, you just search it off of Lord of the Heavenly Prison, and then you use it the following turn. Eradicator Epidemic is the same idea. You just tribute another 2,500. Look at all the traps. Spells are traps, and then you can destroy one. So that's pretty nice. Evenly Match is another going second card. You can just banish cards during the battle phase. Trap Trick searches our other normal traps. Dogmatica, we have two of almost all of the normal traps besides for the viruses. So the viruses, you only need 1 because they're searchable, and they aren't good if you get more than 1. And then Torrential Tribute's just a really good card for this deck. We don't have that many monsters, so having a way to clear the board essentially is really useful for a trap deck. And then Dogmatica Punishment is really good. Just destroys monsters on the board. That's a nice one to have because you can target anyone, and then you can send Elder Entity, so you can pop 2. Our Welcome Labrynths at 3 because we need it to get our monsters. It might drop down to 2 once we get a different way to get our monsters out. Terrors of Overroot is pretty decent. I like it because it deals with our spells and traps. And it's also in like a non-targeting... Well, it's a targeting send, so it doesn't destroy, but it sends, and a lot of cards don't have anything that stops from sending. Solemn Strike is similar. It's a counter trap, so they usually can't negate it. It's really nice to just negate their monsters, and then you can destroy it. Seal Drain, we have it too. Imperial Iron Wall, neither player can banish. It's good, but it can be a brick, so we just have 1 of them, and also not everyone banishes, so having 1 is just nice to search off of Lord. And if you notice, I only said we'll search off of Lord 3 times, because we have 3 Lords, and we have 3 different cards that we'll want to technically search off. So if you really want, you can search. A nice combo would be to search from Lord Imperial Iron Wall, and then have Compulsory, and then reset Lord of the Heavenly Prison, and then search out your other normal traps every turn with Compulsory. So you can do that kind of stuff pretty much. This is why I have 1 of these kinds of cards, because you can just reset. You can set these cards, and then they'll be usable whenever you guys need them. So Goes in Match is a nice floodgate for us. Another one other than Skill Drain. Just one attribute on the field, and then the spicy floodgate is there can only be 1 because we have like 6 fiend monsters. So it's kind of surprising, but it makes sense because Sprite is running around with thunders all over the place, and you know, we just want to stop them from summoning so much, man. There's so many monsters that are just 1 type now at this point. I just want to be like, there can only be 1 of you guys. So yeah, that's the idea. The extra deck doesn't matter as much. These are your Dogmatica Punishment targets. Elder Entity destroys a card. This card will send a card. If your card gets destroyed, this card will recycle cards from the graveyard. And then these are just your level 4 plays, your level 10 plays with 2 Lord of the Heavenly Prison. You can make your level 10 play. And then the only link monster that came up was Dark the Dark Charmer, because in the mirror match you can resummon the Labrynth. So Lovely Lady came up once because of that, but other than that, these link monsters literally meant nothing to me. So yeah, there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry this was a lot longer than I thought it would be. GG's. Adios.